get published before
Have
then.
you heard about asexuality?
Yeah.
If not, if you'd like to learn a little thing or two, here's our podcast.
Yeah, it's an hour long. It's kind of boring at times.
Just skip.
They don't know how to
skip
pronounce half the words. But
ahead. One of them's dyslexic. It's me. They're both but they're both autistic as hell.
Yeah, just two dummies talking about stuff that
Two weirdos.
Two weirdos, that's right. Two weirdos talking about asexuality.
Yeah. Well, how was your day today?
Rather uneventful. It was a busy work day.
Mm-hmm.
Troubleshooting stuff. I basically just had to sit there and honestly it was like moral support. It was like there wasn't really anything for me to do. They just wanted me there
Go
for the
team.
troubleshooting. And there wasn't really anything for me to do, and they were able to do everything they needed, and they just wanted another set of eyes on everything that was going on.
They just needed a cheerleader.
Basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So the week's been interesting, I guess. No, it hasn't been. It's actually very boring. It's been a very uneventful time for the last few weeks. My foot injury and everything else.
Yeah.
How about you? How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
What's new?
I'm specifically right now really tired. But yeah, I started a job officially, so that's fun. I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying my painting partner as well. He's great. And he's gay, so that's fucking awesome. Yeah, very comfortable. The company themselves, like, I was actually talking with him today about that, and there's, like, they actually hire, like, 75% queer people, and only, like, a quarter of the people are, like, heteronormative cis people, which is really interesting. And it's not on purpose, because literally the people who are hiring, they're just going based off of vibes. So apparently if you're LGBTQ, you're just cool. You're just cooler.
Do they hire a lot of students?
No.
Okay.
Like, they try not to. I know, like, they do in Kelowna a bit more because there's more to do out there. But in Vernon, we don't really need as many people. So they're more right now looking for, like, full-time people compared to students. The Student Works Painting is a completely different company, and they specifically only do, like, summer, and it's literally just students that they hire.
Is it totally different, or is it like an offshoot?
It's kind of an offshoot.
Okay.
From what I know. Honestly, I don't know. I have to actually ask and see, but I'm pretty sure it's an offshoot. But like now it's a completely separate thing. I'm pretty sure it was like, yeah, I don't know.
So you're painting.
I'm painting houses. Yeah. Which is why my hands are all full of paint.
Are you good at it?
I actually am. Yeah. You just want me to gloat, don't you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Go on.
I just finished my first job with just me and like my painting partner, and I averaged about 1.6, which is like I completed 1.6, like for every hour I was working at the rate that was quoted of like 1.6 hours. So I was over 1.5 times the speed, which is crazy on my first like job, actual first job. That's not training. So yeah, I made like $35 an hour.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. Cool. It's just the beginning too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was talking to my painting partner and I was like, yo, we're going to be a good team. And he was like, oh yeah, we're going to be making good money. And I'm like, that's the plan.
I'm happy for you, Keys.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it actually. It's kind of fun, and I just get to listen to whatever I want to the whole time as well. I can just like be in my own world as I'm doing my job, which is so nice.
Yeah, you don't have to like constantly putting on a show and talk to people, right?
Yeah.
Masking yourself the whole time, and
it's a huge contrast compared to like working in a bar.
You went from masking in bars to masking on houses.
Physical masking.
Yeah, from physical masking to
from
emotional masking to physical. Yeah.
Yeah, because now I'm Anyways, yeah, that's good. It's fun.
Well, that was a good podcast. Thank you everyone for tuning in. And
you do this every time,
do
bro.
I?
Yes.
I don't remember. Lies. It's dinner time, 6:00. Oh, 6:02. Got to end it here. You're so tired.
I don't know.
Yesterday you had so much energy. You were so goofy, and I was like, "No, Keys, I can't do a podcast. My foot can't do it." And now we're doing it today. I was like, "Let's do a podcast." Keys is like, "I'm going nonverbal."
I'm like I'm like ready for a nap. It's weird. Like if I have a lot of days where I have a lot of energy and I'm like go go go, then it's like when I have a day that's slower, all of a sudden everything catches up to me and I'm just a fucking smush.
Wow.
So I'm in smush mode right now.
Smush smush.
But that's fine. We thrive anyways, as I'm stabbing my thing.
Yeah. Well, today I'm wearing my Super Mario shirt because I guess the new Super Mario movie comes out like tomorrow, which is Friday because today's Thursday. We're going to try and get this out for Friday. Well, now that I said it, we got to.
Well, yep.
Yep. So in honor of the Super Mario movie, the new Super Mario shirt, I think it comes out.
I have literally no idea.
I have not checked. I have no idea either.
So you're just talking it straight out of your ass.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with it.
Okay. Anyways, we should probably introduce what we're actually talking about today.
What are we talking about?
These nuts. No, we're talking about asexuality, which is something that both you and I have experienced in our lives. So it would make something good to talk about. And also just learning about just like kind of a small amount of the asexuality spectrum really made me question some things. And also just kind of opened my eyes up to like things that I didn't even consider before, that I didn't even know was a possibility. But as soon as I read it, I was like, oh, well, that makes sense. That's obviously a thing. But when it's not a part of your day-to-day life, you don't consider those things. So, yeah, it was cool to read about. But yeah. The actual, like just asexuality in general, it's the persistent lack of or low level of sexual attraction to others. And like asexual is tended to be used as just like the umbrella term, same as like when you say you're queer, that's kind of the umbrella term, and then it's like there's more nuanced like sub genres, I guess, underneath that. So yeah, there's a lot more to this than I expect. I expected that they would be quite diverse. Yeah.
Right. But then reading through it, I was learning a lot of different things about the different sexualities that exist under the asexual spectrum. And then the umbrellas. So you got the main overarching umbrella, and then you got all these like sub umbrellas with it that goes with it too.
Yeah.
And I think it was an appropriate one for us to look into because it's one that you and I
we have talked about.
Yeah, like we're consistently talking about it in different ways. And and I know for myself, like I consider myself demisexual.
Yeah.
And I'm getting a phone call right now. Not today. But yeah, I consider myself demisexual, and that's just based off of the experience that I've personally had.
Yeah.
When interacting with others, and when it comes to dating, and also my sexual attraction.
Mm-hmm.
But even reading through this list, it's caused me to like kind of wonder, like, is it really fully demi? Or and I guess it can be a bit fluid too.
Oh, for sure.
Right. And I imagine as we go through life, things can shift.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I don't think that necessarily. And not everyone who is asexual or under some form of asexuality stays that way their whole life or their whole life. Sometimes it can be caused by like trauma, or it can just be like regression, or it literally is just like something that just happens. And sometimes it stays for a long period of time, sometimes it stays forever, sometimes it's only like 2 months, 3 months. Like it's literally it's extremely fluid, just like literally everything else in life. There's so much fluidity to it. So, yeah, also you can be two things at once, right? You can be demisexual, but you can also be like um I don't know.
Oh, I see. So you can, it doesn't necessarily have to fall under one.
Yeah.
Could you, in a sense, combine
Oh, for sure.
different parts of it together to help better explain for yourself, to better understand yourself that way?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, like okay, just to make a random like here, let's see. So let's say you consider yourself to be demisexual, but you've also experienced like ace jump. And ace, so demisexual is only experiencing sexual attraction once a deep emotional bond is formed. Ace jump is someone who experiences attraction but only occasionally rare sudden intense spikes of total asexuality. So like you can be two things at once, which like for me I would consider myself both of those things. I tend to have a really hard time seeing someone in a sexual manner before having like a at least some form of a bond. And that doesn't mean that I have to get to know you for a very long amount of time. It's literally just meaning that like I need to feel something. I need to feel a connection there. And if that connection is not there, yes, that can continue. That can be formed over a long period of time, but sometimes it's all it takes is like one good date. Just some eye contact. We need to just hold hands, like just like a small little thing, and that then there's like a connection there, and now I'm opened up to the possibility of a sexual relationship. But ace jump, like experiencing attraction and like only on rare occasions having spikes of total asexuality, I also have experienced that specifically. I'm on the tail end of it right now where my libido is getting higher, and I can think about having sex without wanting to throw up now. So
Mm,
that's cool.
that's positive. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, but even while I was experiencing that, like that total just asexual nothing, I like completely sex repulsed. I was able, I still knew that I was still demisexual because that was still just another layer to it. Like humans are so complex. Like there's so many things.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
yeah, it makes sense to be able to have multiple of these things. But yeah.
Yeah, it's there's value in this because it's part of your own self discovery and kind of researching these things. And then I find when I'm reading through this that it starts to reveal aspects that I hadn't really looked at before just by simply reading it.
Mhm.
Because as I go through each one, I just kind of contemplate and just compare. And it's like, does that match for me? Is there resonance with this? And if there is something about it, then you can continue that exploration with it too. Yeah, there's a lot to this. Like I've been like, there is this wonderful like diagram that you provided, that you
Mhm.
shared with me. That was from a Redditor.
Yep.
I think it would be valuable if we do share this. I think we can share a clip of it. We'll just have to make sure we give them credit for it. But in this diagram, it just says a visual representation of the asexuality spectrum.
Mhm.
Um, so did we want to go into this right now, or is there further things you wanted to share first?
Honestly, what I have written down on here was literally me researching it until I ended up coming across that thing, and I realized, oh, whoever made this is doing a way better job at explaining it than how I was going through and doing it all separately. Because all I did was write them all down separately. But it's true that some of these are more closely linked to each other, and some of them are more on the sexual side, and some of them are more on the asexual side. Because there's like kind of those spectrums. So
Right.
yeah,
So, do we want to just go through this?
yeah,
Read through it?
yeah,
Kind of evaluate each one and discuss. So, at the top there, there's two of them at the top of the umbrella,
yeah,
which is asexual and aspec.
yeah.
So, as we already said, that asexual is someone who experiences little to no sexual attraction,
Mm-hmm.
whereas aspec is someone who falls on the spectrum of asexuality.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess ace spec is
Kind of what I was saying about
Yeah.
having both, or
Yeah.
three, or two or more.
right.
Or just being able, or fluctuating. Yeah. Yeah. There's a little bubble here that says, "Did you know?" Terms like sex ambivalent, sex favorable, sex indifferent, sex adverse, and sex repulsed helps individuals explain their relationship with sex and are used by people with many different identities across the spectrum. I didn't know that the word that like sex repulsed was a thing until I was doing research into asexuality, and that's when I realized like, oh, okay, no, like I feel that. I've had that, like literally being repulsed at the idea of it. Like I can be attracted to it for like 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes maximum. And then as soon as it was more of like, if it was in my head, it was fine. But if I actually thought about it playing out in real life, that's when I would become completely sex repulsed. And I was like, can't fucking do it. Can't. It would literally make me want to vomit.
Wow.
It was crazy.
Yeah, to get to the point where you're feeling it in the body like that.
Yeah, it was like, ugh.
Just like a pit in your stomach.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like anxiety inducing. Yeah.
That's curious. I haven't experienced that myself.
Mm-hmm.
Other than, of course, extreme nervousness.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's next on here?
So after that, under that umbrella of the asexual aspec that's at the top,
Mm-hmm.
you have, is it agosexual?
Yeah.
Ego.
I think it's AO.
Ago, yeah, it's AE, which is the ash symbol, which is actually, so you see the ash, it's ago,
Oh.
ago, but some others might say ego. I'm not sure entirely, but I'm gonna go with ago.
'Kay.
And I may be entirely wrong, and someone will certainly correct
The
me.
English language is a fucking...
So if it's ago, for the ash, agosexual, and experiences a disconnection between oneself and a sexual target.
That one I'm going to just quickly Google that.
Yeah, what does ago mean? It's
I'm-
obviously using that word.
I'm just going to see. Agosexual.
Individuals may experience sexual fantasies or arousal, but often feel no desire to engage in sexual activity with others, or prefer to be disembodied observers. What do you find about it? Oh, the word means no self.
Ego. I don't know how you fucking say it.
Say ego.
Agosexual disconnect. It is a disconnect between the person and the sexual target of arousal. I don't know if I just can't. I know, like, obviously, this is definitely a real thing, but my problem is I'm not, the explanation for this isn't, working for me to fully understand it. So I'm going to read a little bit more. Agosexual people lack the desire to be involved in sexual activities themselves. Agosexuals experience sexual attraction and sexual arousal in different ways. Agosexuals are aroused by sexual content, pornography, and may enjoy masturbation, but they only enjoy sexual fantasies. An agosexual individual does not want to have sex with another person. Despite this, you still might meet agosexual and asexual individuals on dating sites or apps. So, that makes more sense to me, that explanation.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing on Wikipedia too.
Yeah. Yeah.
It has to put into context using examples.
Yes, exactly. I just kind of I need an example just because that singular sentence just wasn't really making sense to me. But this makes more sense. So it's more of just like you still have the arousal and you're still like you can still, you know, have the pleasure and get fucking horny, I guess, but it doesn't. Yeah, so that makes more sense now looking at what this said here. Experiences a disconnect between oneself and a sexual target. So like there's a line that's drawn between sexual attraction when it comes from other people and like towards other people. So it's more just like you prefer being on your own, essentially. That's what I'm getting from this. So yeah, that one's cool. What's the next one here?
Yeah, the next one, I guess it must be closely related because it's in the same umbrella, which is
Yeah.
gray sexual. Someone who experiences little or limited sexual attraction.
Yeah.
And that's what I just learned about recently back in the fall. A friend of mine was explaining that to me.
Mm.
Because I was talking, because for me, I was still like, my terminology, my understanding, my knowledge was limited.
Yeah.
And so I was explaining how I'm demisexual, and then we were talking about asexual people, and they said like they actually feel that they're more gray sexual.
Right.
And if I'm to recall exactly how they expressed it, is that for most of the time there's limited or even no sexual attraction, but it comes and goes in a way. Like it varies, but it's usually not intense. It's not like you get a big rise.
Yeah.
But there is some sexual attraction that comes and goes.
Yeah.
Right? It's like an ebb and flow, but it's never too high of an experience.
From my understanding
or
as
rarely
well.
so.
Yeah, it seems like it's more on the rare side, and it seems like it's also more on the weak side. Like
yeah, rare and weak, I guess would be a good way to say it.
What I have written down is gray sexual is rarely experiencing sexual attraction or weakly / ambiguously. So.
Right, and I guess it's also closely linked with demisexuality, that there needs to be at least some reasonable, stable, or large emotional connection with the person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of these are they're quite similar to each other, but they're just slightly different enough.
It's a spectrum.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go over here. Apathysexual is someone who experiences no sexual attraction and is sex repulsed.
Is it apothosexual?
I have no idea. I'm dyslexic.
I don't know. I'm looking at, I think, anyways.
Apathysexual? I don't know.
No, you might have said it right. Apathysexual. Like you're apathetic? Anyways,
I'm assuming it's apathetic related.
Yeah, apathysexual.
Yeah. Yeah, so anyways, that is how I would have described myself. Apathysexual would have been kind of like, that's how I would have described myself during that period of time a few months ago when I was completely sex repulsed no matter what. I was even to the point of like, I couldn't even really masturbate. Like, that's how sex repulsed I was. So there was a lot going on. That's how I would have described myself then. I am not that now. So, like we've said several times already, it is a spectrum and things are going to change. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that's a cool one.
It's understandable to be fluid.
Yeah.
It's interesting underneath that too, though. There's is it cupiosexual? So right underneath it, kind of the same umbrella of someone who experiences no sexual attraction.
Mm-hmm.
It's saying cupiosexual, or also known as kalosexual,
mm-hmm.
still desires to engage in sexual behavior in relationships.
Someone who experiences no sexual attraction but still desires to engage in sexual behavior, sexual relationships.
So you're repulsed by it, but you still have a desire to engage in it.
It's
is that
not
correct?
It's not repulsed. Apathysexual is one that's no sexual.
Oh yeah,
attraction
someone who experiences no sexual. Oh, right. Yeah. You're right. From the umbrella, someone who experiences no sexual attraction but still desires to engage in sexual behavior in relationships.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
Do we want to go to the middle umbrella?
Yep, sure. This one has 5, so there's more explanations to happen here.
Right. someone who experiences sexual attraction only, and then we got 5 different things under this umbrella.
Mm-hmm. We can start with phrasexual. So phrasexual is someone who experiences sexual attraction only towards those that they are not deeply connected with.
Yeah, that's curious, eh?
Yeah, that specifically was one that kind of blew my mind, because it was this is something that's kind of talked about indirectly all the time, where people like talking about how most people don't like the hookup culture, and they don't like the fact that a lot of people want to get to know you before having sex, and a lot of people not that that's like a need, but typically a want of just I don't want to have sex with someone I don't know. And this type of sexuality is the complete opposite of that. Not being able to have a sexual relationship with someone that you're emotionally close to. So I could imagine that is something that's quite difficult to live with, because this makes me question how does that work when you're in a relationship, right? Because what I have written down is being phrasexual is attraction for people that are not deeply connected, that you're not deeply connected with, and attraction starts to fade or stops once a bond occurs.
Right.
So I could imagine how difficult that is for these people once you're trying to enter into a relationship, or it would obviously there's a whole kind of other side of the romantic side of things, like the aromantic spectrum, but for this specifically, I feel like that'd be quite difficult.
Yeah, it would have its own challenges.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I'm curious about is I feel like there's probably people who are not aware that they're actually matched in the spectrum, that they're actually not alone either.
Yeah.
And maybe they feel shame around it too.
Most likely.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not to say that would be. I'm saying that a few people who may fit into this category may feel shame just by not fully understanding themselves either.
Yeah. No, I knew that's what you meant. Yeah, because it would make you, for lack of a better term, it would make you feel like a slut.
Yeah, right?
Right? It would make you feel like a whore.
That's just how you're wired.
Right? Exactly. It's literally just the way that your brain works. It's just the only way that you are feeling, you're able to feel attracted to someone, which is totally normal. That's why this spectrum of asexuality exists. Right? And so, yeah, I don't know. I could imagine there's actually a lot of people that are experiencing that don't even know that that's a part of who they are. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good thing to point out.
So then the next one under that, so someone who experiences sexual attraction only towards those that they are deeply connected to. And that's the one that at least has matched well for me. Yeah. As I've gone through my own self-discovery and understanding myself better. And because I always felt for me, it's I just don't, I definitely, I have a physical attraction. Right? I see people who are physically attracted, and I think they're attracted, but I don't sexualize that person.
Yeah.
Right?
You don't undress
them. The only time I've
mentally.
ever felt that towards somebody is someone who I've already had a deep bond with.
Yeah.
But that doesn't apply to everyone I have a deep bond with, of course, right? I could have a deep bond with someone and still have and find them to be physically attractive, but not experience a sexual attraction. And something I've noticed for me is that typically I would not feel that way with someone unless it's been unless something's been reciprocated in return. Return. that indicates to me that there's also sexual attraction from them towards me.
Right.
And then that's when I allow myself to actually feel that, or actually I do feel that.
Did you see that that's actually a part? That is actually one of them?
Reciprosexual.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go.
See, so you're also you're connected, and then the one you were just explaining was demisexuality, and now you're also explaining the reciprosexuality, not experiencing attraction until they know the other person is also attracted to them. It has to be a two-way street. You can't, that's cool.
Yeah, that's what a lot, and honestly, just going. like going through this discussion, just reflecting on it this week, that's something that came to mind for me.
Yeah.
That I was starting to recognize, and I thought I read through this whole thing, but yeah, that's exactly right. That's what matches. That's my best understanding as I see myself now.
Yeah.
That's how I know myself now.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely have experienced a little bit of the reciprosexuality, but not like I don't think it's truly actually the fact that it was reciprosexuality. I think it was more of just like me younger and just like being fearful of being like the fear of being rejected. So I would wait until I knew that that person was actually attracted to me before letting myself feel that attraction, just specifically because I didn't want to be rejected if I made the first move. I have since moved on from that. So I don't think it was ever actually that. I think it was more just like a fear of being rejected. But
I'm glad you said that because I think that's a factor in all this.
it could potentially
I really think
be.
that might be the larger portion of it.
Yeah.
Is and it's not even a fear. I don't know how to express it, but I know for me that I either don't allow myself to feel that attraction or I don't make a move because I don't want to make the other person feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, you've said that before.
Right? I don't want to make things uncomfortable for them.
Yeah.
Right? Which again I think just highlights how I'm always putting other people's needs before my own.
Mm-hmm. Also just like
and just allowing myself to be a human being.
Yeah.
Anyways.
You've also just like the way that you grew up, you've seen so much masculine presence that was just overbearing towards women specifically.
Yeah, misogynistic.
So, yeah.
Religion.
Yeah. So I think that might be a reason why you're just so extra careful because you've seen what that was like and every day, all the time. And so you don't want to be like that at all. So
well, also how they demonize sex too.
Yeah. 100%. That makes it huge.
I recognize we had this conversation.
Yeah.
Right about how where I feel that I fit within the spectrum. I know there's a lot of it has been influenced because of my upbringing.
Oh, for sure.
Right.
Yeah. Which, like I said in the beginning, it's a trauma based thing, right? Like this was trauma that kind of forced you down this path. And now that's just like it's just a part of who you are. And whether or not it actually is your trauma or it's like a thing that's just kind of there in your brain, it's still affecting you either way. It's still a way to describe yourself right now. Whether or not that changes in the future doesn't invalidate where you are right now.
Trauma, life experience, beliefs, belief systems.
Yeah.
Even though I have undone myself from those belief systems, there's still the tendrils of it goes deep.
Yeah.
Right. And it leaves something there. Yeah. It's still so deep in the roots of the mind, and having to pull it out takes such a long period of time. And I think the best way to heal is through exposure, experience, and just being honest with yourself.
Yeah.
Being open, allowing to look deep within, allowing yourself to look and stare at that darkness that's there.
Yeah. Exactly.
But anyways, moving on here in the middle, is it co-sexual? Coiosexual? I don't know.
I'm unsure how to say that.
I don't want to look like an idiot, so I'm going to look it up.
Is it C? Is it so? Is it? I don't know. Anyways, as you're looking it up, I'm just going to explain it. It says, someone who experiences sexual attraction only if you develop that feeling upon meeting them. So basically, that means that like if you don't have a sexual attraction to that person right away, there is no sexual attraction that's going to happen in the future. It's either I'm attracted to you now and I will continue to be attracted to you, or may not, or nothing. It's, which is, that one's a really interesting one. It's like the first shot is all you get upon meeting someone.
That's it.
Have you looked up how to properly pronounce that?
I tried, and my phone auto-corrected it to homosexual. I was like, what is this?
You fucking homosexual, you. You fucking homosexual. Whatever.
Yeah. Well, I think we got it somewhat close.
Coiosexual?
Yeah. I really don't know. It's not giving me any answers.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm
going with coio. Coiosexual.
Moving on. So what's the other one we didn't highlight? Because we talked about reciprocal.
We'll talk. We'll get into that one specifically again. But there was it's
Yeah,
fictosexual.
fictosexual.
Do you want to explain that one?
Well, I do have some waifus, husbandos.
Some what?
Waifu.
Is that anime wife?
Yeah,
Oh my god, I guessed it. And I'm assuming husbandu is the
yeah, anime husband. Yeah, so that's I guess that's one way to express it. But I feel that for me, it's more saying that is more so of like it's a fun, playful thing. But in this context, absolutely, there's people who fit within this spectrum, this category
Mm-hmm.
of feeling sexual attraction towards characters, people that are fictional.
Yeah, because this one's saying you experience
And exclusively
sexual,
so, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing to highlight with fictosexual is exclusive.
It's the exclusivity part of like not experiencing sexual attraction to anyone who isn't a fictional character. Because I feel like most people at least have had one crush on a fictional character, whether that be animated or that be like in an acted out, like with real actors. That's still a fictional character because that's a character that's just being portrayed through this live human being. But that's not who that person is. That's like the fictional character. So
Yeah, that's the important distinction to make here is it's
Yeah.
exclusively towards fictional.
yeah, definitely. And then the last one we already touched on is under this umbrella anyways is reciprosexual, which is someone who experiences sexual attraction only once they know that the person is also attracted to them. But yeah.
I think that's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
So would that also apply then if I guess they would only reciprocate. So I know for me, I'm demisexual, but I also reciprosexual.
Mm-hmm.
But then there would be people who would be perhaps only reciprosexual.
Mm-hmm.
So then even if that person is someone they don't really know that well yet, would they also then, and I guess it would, of course it's not all the time, but they would only be able to experience sexual attraction after it's been reciprocated.
Yes.
I think that's the important part. Yeah.
That's the main thing there. So with this one specifically, it's not talking about relationship dynamics at all. It's not talking about how long you've known this person or any type of connection with this person. It's specifically just, are you attracted to me sexually? Yes. Am I? Then that's when I can consider, am I sexually attracted to you? So whether that's on the first date or 3 years in, right, to a friendship, it's literally just that. This is just explaining that someone can't experience the sexual attraction unless there's already that attraction coming towards them from the other person. Yeah.
All right. Well, next part on the umbrella. Someone who does experience sexual attraction but does not. So anyways, lithosexual. So lithosexual, someone who does experience sexual attraction but does not want these feelings reciprocated. So they do not want, so they experience such, they don't, okay, so they have an attraction towards somebody, but they don't want they don't want that other person to reciprocate that back to them.
Yeah, this is the opposite of reciprosexual. Yeah, so to me this is saying like this is definitely, to me, this is a kind of just saying like they don't want to fully have sex with most people, because, but they're happy to send out that sexual attraction to other people, but they do not want that to be returned, and they don't want that to be reciprocated at all. So, yeah. I'm curious about that, if that, what exactly that means, and to what capacity as well.
Right, so does the sexual attraction change if the other person begins to reciprocate?
Yeah. Because what it sounds like to me is that, like, if someone else, like if I was lithosexual and someone else started to become sexually attracted to me and is reciprocating my sexual attraction towards them, that sounds like I should be turned off and no longer experience the sexual attraction. That's kind of what I'm getting from this.
Mm-hmm.
But once again, I think like that this in itself is probably a spectrum.
That's something I always notice about myself. I feel like maybe that's just a common thing in human dynamics too, is that, um, it's like the chase almost, right? Yeah. And how if there's someone who's clearly attracted to me and showing clear attraction, that can sometimes be off-putting. And I end up pulling away. But that's usually in the cases of before I even felt a sexual attraction towards them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's maybe just part of the human dynamics that can happen with relationships.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I guess kind of like what you're highlighting here is that like every single person will at some point potentially experience some of these asexual things, right? But just because you experience it once or twice doesn't mean that's actually like a part of who you really are, and that doesn't mean that you genuinely are asexual. Just because you experience it once or twice, or you experience something over here, something over there, within the asexual spectrum, doesn't mean that like you genuinely are. It has to be something that is kind of not a once in a lifetime thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Getting another phone call. I'm a popular guy during the podcast, it seems. What's the next one there?
Orchid sexual.
Okay, do you want me to say it? I thought you were going to say it.
Did you just sniff the microphone? I feel like I've been reading them more than you, that's all.
Oh, I was allowing you the upper. Okay. So, the next one. Orchid sexual. Someone who does not experience sexual attraction and does not desire to engage in sexual behavior and relationships. Yep, there you go. It's pretty.
Yep.
Seems pretty straightforward on that one.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep. No sexual attraction. Doesn't experience sexual attraction. Does not desire to engage in it. So that's just the opposite of the other one where it was cupiosexual, where no sexual attraction, but will engage.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then to the very right of that umbrella, way off to the side, you have allosexual, someone who regularly experiences sexual attraction.
Allosexual.
And it's just a gray flag.
Yeah.
Black, gray, and white.
Allosexual is considered normal.
The typical.
Yeah.
You have neurotypicals and you got neurodivergent.
Exactly. It's just the
or
typical.
More I consider it neurodiverse.
Yeah. Yeah. Allosexual is just what I was explaining before of like just you. Sometimes you have these things, but it's not affecting you deeply, and it's not something that's really like a nuanced thing in your life. So
yeah,
you're normal. You have a normal amount of attraction, sexual attraction.
Normal. What is normal?
Neither of us would know. Okay, what else do we got under here? Wow.
So that's the main umbrellas, and then you got like this divider, where oh my gosh, Keys, how did I not see that?
What?
Why didn't I see that before?
What?
Where it shows experiences no sexual attraction. On the other side of the experiences spectrum, it says experiences sexual attraction.
Yeah, that's what I was saying before. On one side, on one side, it's the more sexual side.
It made sense. No, it makes sense while we're reading through this from left to right. I just didn't see they had a bar at the bottom.
Yeah. Okay, and then.
So then this is kind of the inverse now with ace flux.
Yeah. Yeah. So then there's, asexual is kind of the main term, and then there's the ace spectrum, which is like that's why all those ones on the top, that's under like just the ace spectrum, and then this under umbrella that's here is under the ace flux. So specifically the fluctuation of certain things. That's what this specific one's going into. Because ace flux is someone whose sexual orientation fluctuates but generally stays on the asexual spectrum. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so asexual, you said someone whose sexual orientation fluctuates but generally stays in the asexual spectrum. And I feel like that's probably where you're feeling at right now for yourself,
Hmm.
right? You're kind of in flux,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
right? These things have, even in the last, like over the last few years, there's been a lot of variations.
Yes. Yeah.
Some things have been kind of, I wouldn't say stagnant, but kind of fixed,
Yeah.
a little bit fixed or constant.
Yeah. Like the
But now
demisexual side of
you're
things is a
shifting into
constant.
something else now.
Yeah. The demisexual side of things for me is a constant, but everything else, is what's fluctuating.
Right.
Yeah.
So then we have a spike, which is someone who experiences someone whose sexual orientation fluctuates, but generally stays on the asexual spectrum, and occasionally during rare, sudden, and intense spikes. So occasionally there's like a sudden, rare, intense spike of sexual attraction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So a spike.
Yeah.
And then, oh, you're right, there are 3. I didn't see them. And then you have adexual is when you experience it when you're alone.
Mm-hmm.
So it fluctuates when you're alone. And then ace jump, but occasionally has rare, sudden, and intense spikes of total asexual.
That's just
okay, asexuality.
Yeah.
Intense spikes of total asexuality. Okay.
That's what I was explaining before. I feel like I'm that is the ace jump. I'm on the tail end of the intense spike of total asexuality. I'm getting out of that and I'm moving more into being open to the idea of sex now. Yeah.
Right.
Because obviously, like, I was in a relationship with someone for several months and I never had sex with her. So, yeah. But I'm on the tail end of it now. Who knows? Like, there's a likelihood that had something that had a role in it. And the relationship that I had with her probably did play a role in it. But still, yeah. This was already something that was happening before we were in a relationship.
That's right.
So, yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
I guess I just want to make my own correction in how I was reading this, is that a spike, when I first initially read that, was that you would have spikes of sexual attraction. I think I said that. Correction. It's spikes of no sexual attraction.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I misunderstood that. Looking at the spectrum again, though, just to clarify. So during rare, sudden, and intense spikes of ace.
Yeah.
Just like, nothing.
No. Ace jump is the jump of nothing. Ace spike is the spike of.
But why is it showed on the spectrum this way?
Because it's
occasionally has rare, sudden, intense spikes of total asexuality. Yeah, that's curious.
That's ace. Yeah.
What
I have
Okay, so
here.
a spike is. See, when I first read a spike, it seemed to me that would be sudden burst of sexuality.
Yeah.
Sexuality. Oh, okay.
Normally doesn't experience sexual attraction, but on rare occasions will have
Oh,
an
I
intense
see.
spike of sexual attraction.
So I did read it correctly.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
Okay.
So typically
you're
asexual, and then having
typically you have no sexual attraction, but then there'll be times when you have a big spike.
Yes.
The other side of it is typically you are
allosexual.
Right, but then there's periods of So typically you're experiencing sexual attraction, and there's periods of none.
Totally nothing.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
I did have it right then.
Yes, you did. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's just from this. I'm sure there's probably others too.
Mm-hmm.
Right. These are probably just the more not generalized. They're the broader ones. No, they're the more common. They're the more common ones you'd find.
Yeah. There's definitely more. There's definitely more like subgenres of asexuality, just like there is anything else.
Yeah.
The other thing that I do. How much time would you? How long have we been recording now?
50 minutes almost.
50? Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. The other thing.
You want to talk about aromantic?
Yes, that's the other thing. Aromanticism is it's the same exact idea, except instead of it being specifically sexual, it's the romantic side of things. So yeah, it's kind of same idea as like being aromantic is the general umbrella term, and then of like just having little to no romantic attraction to people. The cool thing though is that they tend to reuse the same words. So like instead of it being demisexual, it would be demi-romantic. So someone who's demi-romantic is like you can't just have you can't be interested in a romantic relationship with someone until you already have a platonic relationship that has formed, like a bond that has formed between people before you can consider a romantic relationship. I also fall under that. I cannot consider being in a relationship with someone who I haven't been friends with first. I need to know who you are before I can consider pursuing you romantically. Um, yeah,
That's how I am too.
yeah,
That's how I feel. But the society always said, no, you got to get in there. Once you're in the friend zone, it's not going to happen now. And it's just like, well, that's not who I am. And if I'm not that way, then I'm certainly there's other people who are not that way too.
yeah, for sure. There definitely is. I'm just gonna quickly read through this and see if there's
Yeah.
any other ones that I can like really say that I am. Oh wait, one more thing about the asexual. That this one wasn't actually on that spectrum that the flags that we've seen, but this one I actually found just doing some research. It's asexual, which is the lack of interest in all sexual pleasure, interactions, or attraction, and that includes like hearing about it or engaging in it or about other people engaging in it. So and sexuality is literally just like not being interested in sex or anything that's involved in that at all, like for themselves and hearing about it with other people, just in general. Like they don't like the thought or the idea of sex or talking about it or seeing it at all.
Right. So does it go so far as having no, more than just having no interest, having no, wanting it not in their experience, not talked about, not
Yeah,
around them?
typically, yeah. It's from what I've seen, it's very much that. It's just like I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to be involved in it at all. This is just not something that I want a part of my life. So that's
Oh, and it
also
makes sense that there's people who would identify with that kind of category,
right. Yes.
that
Yeah.
kind of sexuality, I should say.
Yeah. Okay, let's do it. I'm gonna quickly look here. Oh, okay. Here's one that I definitely am. It's a romantic. And it says here, someone who has trouble distinguishing between romantic and platonic attraction.
Right. Yes, you've highlighted this before.
I've always never really seen all that much of a difference between the two. I treat my friends and my lovers the same because I don't to me it's just there really isn't that much of a difference other than the level of commitment and the level of priority, and then obviously the main other difference is just like the level of physical intimacy. That's the main things that are changing, but basically everything else is not changing at all. Even though those specific three things are still a decent amount that is going to change. But yeah, to me, I have a really hard time distinguishing between that, and I have a really hard time like even just like romantic, like yeah, the way that I feel towards my friends compared to a partner is very similar. It's not quite that different, like at all. So that's a really cool one.
I feel like a lot of these could be transferred from being saying sexual to romantic, and of course they have specific language that's used here, or wording
Yeah.
that's used, but a lot of what what we're seeing on the asexual spectrum can be transferred over to also being aromantic.
Yep.
But there are some unique ones that are in this list.
Yep. Like the one that I just mentioned is
Yeah.
different. This one's a different one. Après romantic. Someone who only feels romantic attraction after another form of attraction is felt, like aesthetic attraction, sensual, or sexual, etc. So that's a really cool one. There has to be another form of attraction before romantic attraction is even considered or is
Mhm.
even like able to be felt.
Yeah, someone who enjoys the idea of romance but does not wish to participate in romantic activities, which is ego. Okay, ego, romantic.
Yeah.
But then there was one in here, someone who wants to participate in activities but doesn't actually want to engage in romance.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, there's one in here that was interesting. Someone whose aromanticism is influenced by their neurodiversity.
Yeah.
Arovag.
Aerovag.
Yeah, Arovag.
Yeah. That's a really cool one because I think that one I would agree with for myself because it's the autism runs real deep.
Yeah. And things fluctuate.
Yeah. Yeah. Here pseudo romantic is someone who experiences strong attraction, like aesthetic, sensual, sexual, etc., that mimics romantic attraction. So they don't actually experience romantic attraction. That's why it's called pseudo romantic. There isn't actually a romantic attraction there. It's some other forms of attraction to that person that just mimics the romantic attraction.
Hmm.
So it's not actually a romantic attraction.
That's curious.
Yeah.
I wonder what that would look like exactly. How would that be expressed? I know they gave some examples here.
Yeah, well, just like finding someone's when you find someone aesthetically attractive, it's like their vibe, their style, right? You find them really attractive in that way, and you also find them like sexually attractive. So you are attracted with the way that they live, and you're attracted to them sexually. And most people would be able to consider that a romantic attraction, but someone who's pseudo romantic, it's just not.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like it is, but it's not quite that.
Yeah, and the very last one on there, sage romantic.
Mm-hmm.
Say as I say it, maybe.
I think so.
Sage romantic. Someone who used to experience romantic attraction but no longer does due to trauma.
Yeah.
And I'm sure unfortunately, there's quite a few people that would say they would identify with that.
Yeah, most likely. Yeah. Yeah. Here's another cool one. Bellis romantic. Someone who is interested in romantic activities but don't experience romantic feelings.
That's the other one I was thinking of when I was talking about the activities. That was the one I came across.
Okay. That's the one you couldn't find a word for it.
Yeah, I couldn't. Yeah. I knew I read it in here, but
yeah.
Right, so they want to engage in the activities of romance, but don't actually feel it.
Mm-hmm. Abro-romantic is someone whose romantic orientation is highly fluid or changing over time. So if it's something that you're experiencing constantly going up and down, you would be abro-romantic. Yeah. I think this is a really cool topic, and I think it actually is very worthwhile for a lot of people to look into this, because I think a lot of people are actually on the aromantic and asexual spectrum than they actually realize.
Oh yeah,
like
big time.
Yeah, even for me, like I didn't even really think about it all that much until I went to my first Pride parade in Calgary last summer, and I seen this really fucking cool person that was walking down, and they actually had like a whole group of people that were walking, but there's specifically this one person that had such a cool outfit on. I was like, oh my god, that's so awesome. And they were holding an asexual flag. I didn't even know what the flag was. I didn't recognize it at first. And so I had to take a picture of it, Google it, figure out what it was, and then that's when I was like, there was a whole group of these people. And I was like, if there's really there was 50 people all walking together, and there was actually they had a thing, a banner that was for their group that you could join. On there, they had a Facebook, and they also had a meetup thing that you could do. So you can actually go and talk to these people. I never did it because I wasn't really interested in doing that, but I think it's really cool that there is an outreach for it in Calgary anyways. But yeah, that's when I actually started looking at it, and that's when I really looked at my looked at myself in the mirror and was like, wow, okay, I'm definitely on this spectrum, like 100%, 110% I am.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, and so it's also been really nice spending a lot of time around you as well, and having a lot of open conversations.
Oh, likewise, Keys. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, because sex is a really difficult topic to just talk about with people. Most people are not able to, and it just is really weird. So it's nice that we can be weird about other things, but we're not weird about things that we need to be serious about,
Yeah.
like this.
Why
So,
be weird about it? It's part of the human experience.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Um, you talking about this, it actually brought back a memory. When I used to be a Jehovah's Witness and being raised in that world, was I had friends in there that this is going back to my teens. I think late teens, actually, might have been my 20s, early 20s. There was a friend who, good friend, and another good friend of mine. Anyways, we were at a dinner thing, and he wrote on a piece of paper something about Axel. I think it was like, I like men nor women, asexual, something like that. But he wrote asexual on there about
Oh.
me, saying that I'm asexual. And I took such deep offense to that.
Mm.
Right? I was like, "What do you mean I'm asexual? I didn't want to be seen as someone who's asexual, because to me, reading that meant that I have, I have nothing.
Yeah.
I have no sexual desire, no sexual attraction.
Right.
Right? Which, of course, that's essentially what asexual is.
Yeah.
But it's on a spectrum,
Yeah.
right? So for me at the time, it was like being called that was just like I was defensive.
Yeah.
But it was also highlighting something that he did see in me, because I wasn't like the other guys too, right? I would comment and make jokes, but it was like me being one of the boys in a sense, like just being one of those guys who
It
were
was
just
you trying
making,
to fit in.
exactly.
It
Yeah.
wasn't you saying that because you actually felt that way. It was
Yeah.
you saying that so that they would laugh along and you could be included.
Yeah. So to him, I forgive it all, and that
Mhm.
memory being brought back, in the way I reacted, it
Mhm.
was right. And I have deep love for him, and he's no longer with us. He left this plane back about 10 years ago now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he was a
That's a long
dear
time.
friend for a lot of people in our friend group.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just a memory that came up from back then. Because
Mhm.
the thing is, that everyone laughs, right?
Right.
People are laughing at it, right?
Yeah.
And then, anyways, it's
So it makes it seem like absurd and like
Yeah.
that's like yeah. There's definitely a lot of shame that is wrapped around this topic, and even just like with trying to bring it up, even just like in my past relationship, trying to bring it up, it felt so wrong. It felt so taboo, because then it made me feel like I was broken. And then especially in contrast to like being with a highly sexual person, and having no sexual desires myself, it was like I was being slapped in the face with like, you're wrong, something's wrong with you. Right, it really felt that way, even though I never heard those words. And she was very patient with me in that aspect of things. It's still just like there was a lot of shame with it, and I was trying to force myself to be okay with having sex with her. But that just almost made it worse. Yeah. So it's definitely not the easiest thing. And obviously, like, it's not a very easy thing to live with. And like when you get called out like that, even if it's just a joke, a joke still hurts. It still makes you feel some type of way about yourself. And it still makes you question the like validity, and like if it is just if is this just a part of who I am, or is there something wrong with me? Is it because the other thing too is there's a lot of like allosexual people who think that being on the ace spectrum is just a hormonal imbalance,
no
or
kidding. There's people who think that.
yeah, there's a lot of people.
Jeez, yeah, I guess. Anyhow.
Yeah. Right? So that it makes it kind of difficult to bring up to certain people because it's like, okay, so if I talk about this with you, are you going to just tell me to start taking hormones? Because trust me, babe, I'm on the moans.
Mm-hmm.
I'm literally taking testosterone. And yes, that made my libido rise, but not for very long. It did it a little bit, but not all that much. In all reality, it really didn't change like that much. Um, yeah, so it's like it's definitely not that. It's more than just that. And a lot of people think it's strictly just trauma based as well. And I know for the two of us, that definitely is something that overlays it. But whether or not it's trauma based, it's still fucking affecting us.
Everyone's got some level of trauma. Everyone's got their own unique life experiences and even their own belief sets.
Exactly.
Right? And that influences more than just your sexuality. It influences every aspect of yourself.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
But it's done to varying degrees, but you can't remove all of it, but it doesn't mean that that's the source as to why this is how you are.
Yeah.
Right? It may be some kind of factor. It might be influencing things in some way.
Yeah.
But you can't say that's the case for everyone. Absolutely not.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's definitely it's an interesting subject for sure to talk about to talk about it with people who are allosexual, because it is just like it's hard to explain, because especially like it's one of those things that if you've never experienced it before, you don't know what it even means. Like, what do you mean you don't experience sexual attraction to someone unless you have a bond with them? What do you mean you only experience sexual attraction if that person reciprocates it? What do you mean? Like they just, it's like seems so far fetched. It seems almost like,
to me it seems far fetched from my perspective.
Right, to be
right?
allosexual.
Yeah, right?
It does.
It's what do you mean you feel sexual attraction to someone you only just met recently?
Yeah.
Or you just met tonight, or you've only known for a short while.
Yeah. No, exactly, right? It does. It seems far-fetched when it's something you've never experienced before. But because we are a part of a minority, we just face more of those questions, because it's the same with any type of minority. Any type of minority group will experience more of those types of questions than someone who's a part of the majority, right? You're not questioned as much, so you don't question yourself as much. But like, It takes a lot to realize these things, and then two, it takes a hell of a lot to come right out and say it. So it feels really good to be doing this podcast right now and knowing that there are people in my life that are going to listen to this.
Mm-hmm.
So, and
likewise.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyways, it's 7:00, so we should probably wrap up.
Yep, I got a meeting to do.
Oh yeah.
Festival meeting. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a long weekend. We're gonna have
Extra long
weekend, 4 days, and just get stuff done and work on things and chill, and Turkey Sunday, and you got the mixer on Sunday.
I got a queer mixer.
Yeah, so that'll be fun, and maybe you can share some of the things we've learned with the people that are there. That'd be a nice little discussion topic.
It would be. Yeah,
you could even show them the video. This is the video we did, right? Get published before
Have you heard about asexuality?
Yeah.
If not, if you'd like to learn a little thing or two, here's our podcast.
Yeah, it's an hour long. It's kind of boring at times.
Just skip.
They don't know how to pronounce half the words. But.
One of them's dyslexic. It's me. They're both autistic as hell.
Yeah, just two dummies talking about stuff that
Two weirdos.
That's right. Two weirdos talking about asexuality.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Sign off.
Yeah.
Can I do it without you telling me how to do it? I can do this. No. Am I doing it right? Did I do it? Is this it? No, wait. I thought it was close. Is that it?
Yeah.
Why? So handicapped.
You put it under your face. Don't go through your face. Put it like over in the middle. No. Not like a camera. Put it over here. Like in front. Yeah. There you
Oh, that's
go.
better.
See?
You always have the best ideas.
Okay.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. I love you guys.
Love you too. Ciao.